Hello everyone, my name is Uthris, and welcome back to another episode of Vintage Story here on the channel, where we are trying to progress today, I think. So, what I have for you is that I went mining. You know, it's September 7th now, but if you come down here, I went ahead and prospected a decent amount. And not a crazy amount of iron in this area, but we got a decent reading of 2%. So I went ahead and dug a mine and found some bountiful hematite. Sometimes the rock strata is important, and so that whole area is granite, which has a chance to spawn hematite, unlike my other one, which is a higher rating, but only the andesite has a chance to spawn it in that section. So yeah, we got some iron finally. So let's go ahead and crack this open like a piñata here and start smelting some iron blooms, you know? So iron has to be smelted into blooms here in the bloomery first. And if I remember here, how many, I think we can make six blooms per bloomery at once. So if math works out in our favor, we'll have 18 iron blooms, which will be 18 iron bars. Unless something bad happens with our smelting process and we end up losing a little bit, it can happen. So we'll load these up with charcoal and iron nuggets. Go ahead and light this. Nice. It's always good to see someone move into the Iron Age in this game. So while that is working, we'll go ahead and get some other things done. First things first, I want to go ahead and harvest some more charcoal. As you can see, we are only down to 6 in storage. Earlier, we went ahead and did another firing at our permanent charcoal pits, which is great. I ended up actually doing some math too, so you can see, you know, how many logs by stack or firewood by stack you need to fire one kiln or pit. I keep saying kiln for charcoal pits for some reason. I don't know why I do that. So we'll grab it from the high end down. Once we have this kind of gathered up, and while we're waiting for the bloomeries to run, we'll go to our other goal for today, I think, which is going to be doing a little bit more magic. So in between episodes, I went ahead and did a little bit of a change here. Let's drop that off. So over here by our light nexus, I have a light spell cipher, and I'm gonna go ahead and process another runic scroll here, so we can get 2 ciphers going. Got a small fire elemental crystal. I wonder if that'll grow. I don't quite know if it will. So the way these spell ciphers work, I believe, is once you make them, it has a chance to just give you a spell. So we're going to come over to the Spell Forge. We're going to crack it in here. Let this thing gather some energy. I don't know how long this takes. You can see there's a little bit of a portal. A little micro rift forming. And so we're going to have to peer beyond the veil at this to see about making a spell cipher. I also... Once I kind of do this, I need to make an Oculus core so we can get into that section, and then I need to make a bastion, which is a whole other thing as well. Let's see, bismuth, zinc, so we'll go iron here. There we go. So if I look at spell, thought it was a grim. Sanctum. Sanctum. So we're gonna need to do some more obsidian transmutation. Probably. We need to do this 2 times to get a sanctum, which is what stored grimoires go into. But before then, I guess we need to make an Oculus core and an Oculus pedestal. I guess first off we need to make an Oculus core, which appears to be rustic compound, arcanus, temporal gear, and enchanted stone. So let's go get some arcane compound here. Yeah, fibers and just dust. Boom, boom. So I only needed 3 of them. And then I think 4. Yep, temporal gear and then 4 stone each. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Just a good 16 more dust. Grab some rocks. Can I do this here? Nope, has to be in Thonic workbench. So we should probably grab this guy. Boom, 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 boom. 2, 3. This and that. Nope. That. There we go. Oculus core. Alright. Synthesis and grimoires. Taking a step forward. By now, I should be familiar with basic wand spellcasting, but what if we could do more? What if we could push the bounds of magic and gain more power? Fear not, the path forward can be achieved with the help of a system called synthesis. Okay, enchanted stone. If you know the structure layout, place the Oculus core. This seems pretty unchanged. True north. Well, that's shit. Okay. Boom, boom, boom. Can I drop them like 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4? Okay, so I can kind of drop them in bulk. Didn't know that. Good to know. Alright, 11 more arcanus. Go grab more dust, which I think I have some in the house. Boom, 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 boom. 1, 2, 3. Alright. Boom, boom, boom. Bloop. Bloop. The arcanus and temporal gear, right? Boop. Boop. There we go. Everything is falling into place. Maybe not. There we go. Oculus pedestal. Great. So bind to his sanctum. Alright, we got an Oculus pedestal here. Let's meditate again. See what spell cipher we get this time. Is it gonna be RNG every single time? Ah! It didn't work! It didn't work! Help! Fuck! Okay, I didn't expect it to just literally drop me down to 0 temporal stability. Here. Hey. Go away. Oh, Lord. Wait, do I just get to try again? Ah, fuck it. Right? No way it would happen twice in a row. Fucking, are you what? Gathering energy. Gather in and out. In and out. Oh my god, what is the chances of this happening so much? My body withers, my mind shatters. Alright, round whatever this is, let's go. If it breaks my mind, I'm gonna have to give it a little bit. Just kind of leave it alone, you know? Mm-hmm. What the hell are the chances of this? Okay, it didn't overly kill my sanity on that one. Jeff did spawn. I don't know if it was a surface drifter or not. I'm worried that like a double-headed drifter is gonna spawn. I'm gonna get like one shot, you know? That's really the concern. Alright, you know what? I'm gonna let this thing gather energy through the night. Maybe I'm just not letting it bake long enough. Maybe it's like a pie with layers. Magical layers. Alright, new day. The bloomeries are done. So we'll go ahead and break them. And we'll talk about smelting iron a little bit more. So, phase 2, after putting the raw iron through the bloomery, is you get this iron bloom, which is kind of like a rough slag of metal. Okay? And in this, boop, 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 boop. Let's go and just place some of this back. And in doing so, haha, we get 2 of the bloomeries back. 2 of 3. Anyways, so you get these iron slags, and to work them, what you got to do, only one of them at a time could fit in the forge. If we had a health hammer and some mechanical power, this would be a lot easier to do, but you can do it manually too. Is that these iron blooms need to be processed into an iron bar before they're usable. You can't do iron metal pours unless there's like a mod that lets you do it that I'm not aware of or something, but we're just going to heat this up on the forge just like anything else. 1 charcoal per heating is plenty to get this thing warm enough to work. We'll work it directly from a bloom into an iron bar. Now it should still be hot enough that I might be able to immediately throw it back on the anvil and work it again into an object. First object that I always do is always going to be a hammer. It's the best first object to make in my opinion. Second object I believe our copper saw is running low, so we need to make a iron saw. And then thirdly, I don't know, I probably need to get an iron weapon and maybe an iron pickaxe. We'll just have to see where it ends up going. But the blacksmithing, you know, outside the bloom working, it's pretty much the same as anything else, right? So we're gonna pick it up, we're gonna throw it on here. We gotta use split, break off the slag, these carbonized bits. You have to be a little careful here because sometimes you have just enough nuggets to form the ingot, and if you misclick, you just don't want to misclick when it comes to this. No siree. Alright, there's our bar. Boom, and then it's still warm. I can just throw it directly onto here. Go ahead and make a hammer. And so once you get to the Iron Age, you're essentially doing two smithings, right? You're doing the one for the bloom to an ingot, and then the ingot into whatever it is you wanted to do with the bar. Boop. Boop. There you go. When you get a helve hammer, one of these, which you can hook up to a windmill, these helve hammers, they can help you in that bloomery to ingot stage. They will just pound out the imperfections and make an ingot. Basically, you'll see this giant hammer kind of hitting the anvil and working the bloomery on its own. And then it can also help you make plates. So, otherwise, without mods, that's all it really works on for you. So, eventually, here soon, we're gonna want to make our first windmill. It's gonna be the grain windmill. I tend to not have these like giant windmill towers that some people do to just try and power as much things as possible. I tend to go a bit more of a slow-paced, realistic approach. So this is going to be a grain windmill here, and then when I get to the actual metal smithy, which I don't know where I want to build that yet. I still don't know if I want this stuff here or not, but we got ourselves our iron hammer. So if you look at it, 1800 durability compared to the 750 of the 10 bronze. So easily double plus some of just 10 bronze. Very worth doing. Iron will last you a while, and then when you get to steel and make a steel hammer, you know, we're talking 4500. Again, more than a double of durability of iron here. I've never actually personally made steel. It's never a process that I went ahead and done. Maybe we'll get to there at some point in this series. I hope so, but I tend to go a little slow compared to a lot of people. Alright, so I think we're gonna start by making the sailboat. So I went ahead and made some rollers, which are here in the help menu. This is the first step. You need 5 of these, so it's just simply like 15 firewood to get started. And then you place this down. You get a little bit of a UI while you're placing it. And basically, you build the boat, and there's an exit point that the boat will roll into. So we're going to roll it into the river, hopefully, once we get this thing constructed. So we need some logs. We need some firewood. So let's go grab those from storage. I'm trying to decide on what type of boat I will make. I'll probably make it out of birch, just because we have a fair amount of birch. A little bit more than we do oak. That'll keep it a light color, at least, too. So let's grab some firewood. I'll grab like I don't know how much firewood we will need, so I'll grab like 32 of them. And we'll start with some logs, and we'll just go back and see what this all takes to build. So, let's see. Alright. Oh, well, it applied everything I had in my inventory. Interesting. So I need 16 planks, since I have the birch material started. 2 plums. Plums are something that they're kind of an interesting mechanic in the game. They are used for protection in multiplayer. And it allows you to kind of reinforce things, which means they have to be broken multiple times before players can remove them. And the different materials you add to the plum is just how many times it has to be broken to increase kind of security on blocks. It's kind of like a built-in protection system in a way. So let's get some rocks from up here. I do have some thread already. I don't think I'll need that much. And then let's grab our saw and make some boards. I made an iron saw. So we'll start with, I guess, that many, 3 stacks of boards or so. Alright, so the plum, I believe, was, what, sticks? I think I need 2. Yep, okay, we got 2. Missing 2 times plum square. Why is it saying I'm missing the plum square? Do they both have to be on my hotbar? Okay, there we go. There we go. Oh, it's cool. We got this cool. We can see how how plum it is. Interesting. All right, so we'll attach more planks to build this out. This is gonna take a lot of planks, isn't it? Oh boy. And now we need, it looks like beams. So we'll have to go get a splitter and stuff. But this is how big the sailboat is. I mean, when you have the raft next to it, it's pretty massive, isn't it? Alright. Birch support beams. Let's go see. We can add that. Construct. Construct. Okay, we're back to boards. Okay, so that provided the ribbing. Some deck work. Okay. And then I'm assuming I need more beams for a mast. Because we got the rudder on there now. Okay. Alright. How many did I need? 14. Alright, cool, we got a mast. Now the rat lines, or we need 17 rope. Can I make rope out of fiber? No, I can't. Alright, so we need 17 rope. That's a lot of rope. Alright, so that's 60, oh, I don't know, almost like 80 to 90 cattails to cut down. That's gonna be a lot to do real time. I might hold off on that one. Boop. Wow, okay, 10 more. And And then 21 cloth for the lines for the sail and the sail itself. Okay. 10 cloth, huh? Okay. Let's start with the cloth. There's 8, 9. Ooh, good thing we were growing all that flax, huh? Alright, so there's all the cloth we need. So I need 10 more bloody ropes. It's 21 cloth. Oh no. Oh no. 21 cloth. Only have 10. I don't have enough fibers. Cloth is crazy expensive. Wow. Made rat lines. I know I can add that to the boat. Let's go check on the farm. See if the next bit of flax is ready. It's not. So we're kind of at a dead spot. I mean, we got one ready, but that's not going to be enough. Oh, hey, my compost is done. First little batch of it. I need this so we can get Terra Preta at some point. I don't have any more. You know what I could use? Can use this, I believe. That's going to be expensive to do. Woo! Alright, I think that was just enough. 21 normal stitch linen. Alright, the boat's built. Here we go. We're gonna launch it. Nice. And the rollers stay here. That's interesting. Is that... yeah, it lets you just build another boat immediately. Alright, let's see how she does. On the river. Specific. Oh. Alright, so the river will push it. And then if I hold W, I'll just sail upstream. Oh, look at this. This thing is deceptively large. It is deceptively large. Downriver, it's pretty quick because the river is helping us. Okay, well let's get this thing kind of wedged in here so it sits. And then we will deconstruct these, put that in there. Alright, cool. We got our boat. We have to see what we can do with it. There's all these slots. We can add vessels, chests, additional seating if we so desire. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 slots. Ooh, we can do crates too. I think chests and vessels will be the best. And then I believe you can put a fence post in one of these. And if you have a fence post, you can, yes, put your horse, well, elk, in there when you have that. So we'll have a lot of storage on this. I want to have kind of a little bit of a mixed storage on it, just so it's a little bit cooler looking than 100% utilitarian. 2 default seats, and we're good to go. Now, I think they're going to change or enhance the sailing mechanics over time, because right now you just have to hold W to sail around, and S is basically the same controls as the raft. But I think eventually they're gonna have kind of more proper sailing mechanics. At least I hope so. And hopefully it's a bit of an auto run feature. Ooh, what goes here? What goes here? Oh, it's the rat lines. Oh. Sit. Okay, so go 9 angle. Okay, so this is a little awkwardly put up there. Okay, so I can make another set of rat lines. And I guess this is even more seating you can have on the boat. That's cool. Any other odd connection points? No. But I like the rat line. I think I'll have to build the second one. Alright, I think that looks really good. So now, let's get to starting on the next little goal we wanted to have for this episode. So here we go. And here we are. We have a little bit of an Oculus constructed now. Near the neutral essence generator and our spell forge. So we're gonna hook this thing up. I have rune stones that I'll be able to take off of this and apply to whatever generator that I wanna apply it to. For the meantime, it'll be a little while until I have kind of rune stones kind of everywhere to apply those benefits of having them around. But for now, I just want to plug in the Oculus, kind of see what it looks like, if that's changed at all, and then of course unlock the talent for completing it. I believe that's a talent, right? No, I gotta soul bind to a sanctum. Well, either way, we're gonna see what the Oculus says. So the Oculus is, woo, fancy. So it looks like this. It's a portal, and you throw things into it, recipes, to actually start crafting something. So for example, if I take this neutral Aqua Burst 1 spell recipe for a grimoire, it costs 250 neutral essence, 1 neutral ash, 2 leather, 8 parchment. All this stuff goes into an Oculus, and then out comes a grimoire. All right, so that would be like our very first thing coming out of there. Now, granted, okay, it looks like I need just the Thaumic Workbench to make a magic staff. I don't need to go through the Oculus anymore. You used to have to go through the Oculus to make staves, but okay. So basically, with a spell grimoire, and then once we get our sanctum to soulbind spells, we'll be able to craft these spells up and start using them. So this is Aqua Burst 1. I kind of did this off camera, but it's a neutral spell, and it does simply 6 damage, 25 block range. It costs 16 mana per cast, and you know, you just shoot a weak ball of water energy. It's Water Bolt. So this is my first real damage spell. Now, compared to a wand of Fireball, you know, it does about 50% more damage than anything. So I might look at making that first at some point. We need 250 essence, neutral essence, which means we have to sacrifice some things here to the leyline generator, but that's okay. For rusty gear, we have Arcanus ×4. We could probably get charcoal ×2. That's easy. Rustic compound, I might have that still. Neutral ash 1. I think I made some ash. Yeah, so I have the neutral ash there, so that's fine. I have the leather. 8 parchment. Okay, we're 1 parchment short. I'll have to do another little parchment supply here. But yeah, that'll allow us to get that 1 book. So, in that case, let's look at what it costs to make a sanctum. It's probably going to take some obsidian, 8 arcani, and enchanted stone. Ooh. How many arcani do I have? I have 5. Could make some. It'll take 2 rituals for obsidian, which is going to be in our ritual section of our book here, which is just really going to take rustic mana torches. I need to grow more rust flowers, and I need to grow these faster. I'm really low on dust. I have a decent supply of the fibers kind of all the time, though I did use a lot earlier on the sailboat. But that's just what it is there. So there we go. I'm gonna keep 1 in reserve. Oh, actually, no, I'll just collect this one. There we go. We'll just collect that one out. Boom, and 4 dust. Boy, we are just slight on materials, aren't we? Alright, and then we need a temporal gear, which we have. Not many left. I haven't gotten one in a while. But I also haven't really been farming them. Do that. That. And this has to be done at the Thaumic workbench. This is one complaint I have with the current iteration of the mod, is the introduction of the Thaumic workbench. Okay. Sanctum acquired. I'm gonna put this in our house. And now you can see we got a sanctum. Soulbind failed, not enough mana. Alright, well, how much does it take to soulbind to it? Does it say? Doesn't say. Alright, well, we'll just regenerate some mana. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 spell slots. That's a little bit more than it used to be. I think there used to just be 4 spell slots. Interesting that there's 6 now. I think that's good. Boom. Sanctum and spell casting. Now that you possess a grimoire, you can enter the realm of advanced magic. There are numerous grimoires, each with their own effects. Some spells hurt, some spells heal, some spells augment the body. Okay, grimoires are to use grimoire in your main hand. Okay, Now that you need a staff, different staves, have different. Use the best equipment bonus that are hard. It turns okay. Cat. Ooh. Wait. Magician. Okay, Magician's is just 25%. Okay, the different looks of the staves. Doesn't matter. Mage armor can repair with magic repair kits. If it stops working, grimoire hits durability, it'll get 0. Cool. I'm pretty sure if I die, you lose grimoire durability. Not an issue with this playthrough, because if I die, it doesn't matter. Game over. But we have a grimoire, Sanctum, and we can start slotting in, which looks like we can have all 6 slots are available initially, which is great, because in the old version, it was based on tier. So you started out with 2 slots, and then you go up from there. But having all six slots potentially available, I think is really, really good for the mod. And now we can worry about creating an Aqua Burst spell in the Oculus, get ourselves our first magic staff, which will probably replace our bow, because it will do more damage than the bow. It'll be slower to do damage though, but we'll see. So with that, I think we're at a good spot, you know? Whoa. We're at a good spot. Go ahead and leave this episode here. Did a decent amount. I'm gonna go in between episodes, gather up some materials so that we can potentially explore. I can't sit down, I will go crazy. So we can potentially explore the mines. I'm excited. Hope you are too. And we'll see you all in the next video.